Marriage Demolition, Update. Posted by Balvenie_and_bullets. If you like these stories and want to see more, please like and subscribe. The night I tried to post to Reddit, I didn't think anything had been posted because it said the post was awaiting moderator approval. But over the last month, I have gotten periodic notifications on my phone about the post. I signed in to see the comments on the first post and a few people asking for an update. I'm honestly not sure if things could have gone much worse for me after posting if I'd tried. And yeah, I'm sure some will say what I do go too far, was over the top, or whatever. It seems the law agrees with those people. This update will be a joy for the anti-gun commenters. So let me get this out of the way first so those people can be overjoyed with what I'm facing. I was arrested for communicating threats, felonious assault with a deadly weapon and a few misdemeanors/felonies that don't really matter. If convicted of the felonies, even with no criminal record, if found guilty, I could get over 25 years behind bars. I'm not likely to be sentenced to that long a time in prison, but it is possible. Amazingly, if I'd actually shot Marcus and or my wife in a fit of rage, I'd probably be looking at less time. While I was writing my first post, it seems Marcus went to the police instead of to his wife to confess. He admitted to the cops about being found with a married woman. But he apparently managed to get some sympathy from the police. The deputy that took his statements was one of the sheriffs who showed up to arrest me the next day. Everything went peacefully with that as I didn't resist in the least. In hindsight, I think getting me charged was a preemptive strike by Marcus. Because the judge at my arraignment forbade me from having any contact with Marcus or any of his family members. So, I have yet to contact his wife in any way, shape, or form. But by getting me arrested, he accomplished a couple of other things. I informed my job of the charges, which would not allow me to leave the state. They went into panic mode because my job is so specialized. It took them 2 weeks to find someone with the same training and experience, but now I'm looking for a job. That certainly threw a kink into getting lawyers. Before I could even think about getting a divorce attorney, I had to focus on a defense attorney. I was served divorce papers 2 days ago. It's apparent my wife is going to try and take me for everything. But she and I have not talked since that night. She has called and texted, but I haven't read, answered, or responded to anything. I fracking hate her guts. I'm never getting over this. I'm not going to be able to move on. I'm not getting anything close to my life back. I've been staying with my parents. They have been awesome and very supportive. But this situation I've gotten myself into, there isn't much anyone can say. Right now, everyone is so focused on the criminal charges I'm facing and not going to jail. The fact I've lost my wife and future has been put on hold, so to speak, even after getting divorce papers. I've heard my mom crying for me in private, and this is destroying my parents as well. They shouldn't be worrying their son will be spending time behind bars. They should be focused on their retirement and enjoying life. I guess I haven't just ruined my own life. But I'll be damned if someone didn't destroy mine. I spend most days holed up in my childhood room, waiting for the other shoe to drop. I have reason to believe that my wife is assisting Marcus or the police against me in criminal court. She sure as hell isn't obstructing anyone, that's for sure. Again, I haven't talked to her, so I don't know what is going on in her head. But if she hates me, for what I don't know, as much as I hate her, I guess she's giving me what I deserve. I'm sorry I can't give a better update. Those who always fall in the leave and divorce their camp will be happy to know that will be happening come hell or high water. I just don't know if I will be doing it as a free man or if it will happen while I am behind bars finishing my sentence. I was talking with my cousin the other night, and he said something to the effect about when I started dating again. He meant nothing by it. But it was just so, and I can't even explain it. Like, forget what my wife did to me and ever have trust in any woman again, I haven't even started to ponder that. And then it occurred to me if worst comes to worst, my next date could be with some guy named Jerome. My lawyer is trying to actually win my case, not just keep me out of jail. I appreciate that, and that is what I need to happen. But I can't do prison. If I'm convicted, even without jail time, my career is done for. But prison, I can't endure. I have been in shock since the moment I turned the lights on and saw my wife laying naked on top of another man. This whole incident just keeps getting worse and worse. I feel like I'm watching a movie but can't stop even though I'm disgusted. This sounded a lot clearer in my head than it looks typed out. But that was the best I could do under the circumstances. My life is utter hell right now, and cheating is 100% to blame. Edit. There are several responses in the comment section to questions and comments. I don't have it in me to type all of that out several times. Someone will provide an update in a month or two. If it's me, then great. If not, things got ugly and are only getting uglier. And now for the top comments. Get a really good lawyer. Extreme emotional distress and crime of passion 101 right here. You discovered them in the act? And I hope your wife and Marcus get what's coming to them. And FYI, the judge said you couldn't have contact with Marcus or his family, but he didn't say other people couldn't. I'd have someone you know to contact that wife ASAP via social media. As a concerned citizen. Yeah, he's probably already spun the story, but you have the video. Obviously, you can't pass the video along right away, but I would have the friend state there is recorded evidence that will come out in the trial. That should get her thinking. If charges are pressed, depose the AP and AP's wife, so she gets to find out about the affair when she is questioned under oath if she knew about her husband's cheating. The threat of this alone will probably make the AP back off hard on pressing charges. Also, if your state allows, file a lawsuit against AP, intentional infliction of emotional distress, loss of affection, to at the very least reclaim all the money you are going to lose when your wife divorces you. This also could be used to pressure AP to drop charges, and depending on your wife's continued feelings towards AP, the threat may be enough for her to be more lenient on the terms of the divorce. But even if you do go to trial, honestly, I cannot see how a lawyer worth their salt not be able to get you off with a plea of temporary insanity even with your previous Reddit post being submitted as evidence. If anything, it might be used to prove the temporary insanity. So, in short, keep your chin up and use the situation and the law to your advantage by going on the offensive. On the bright side, it's going to be hard for Marcus to hide a subpoena. Of course, he was able to hide his affair for a while. And now for our next story. Is sleeping with someone else in your early formative relationship considered cheating? Posted by character_ad5222. I've recently come out of a long-term relationship where we had major issues. I was accused of being jealous throughout our entire relationship, and I am doing a lot of soul searching to understand where my jealousy comes from so I can work on it and be a better partner next time I am in a relationship. I met my ex while we were both traveling, but we stayed in contact daily for half a year once we parted ways. In that half year, we grew closer to each other, and there was a point in time when my ex reassured me that there was no one else and I was the only one the person talked to. Once I saw my ex again after those months apart, we started our relationship, and I met their family and friends. A few months later, I learned that, in fact, there were numerous other people on the side in that half year, even after I had purchased my tickets to see my ex and started our relationship, 2 weeks prior to our second encounter, i.e. the period I'd like to call our formative period where we were falling in love and building trust. I have also come to learn that some of those people on the side were still meeting my ex at parties in the first few months of our relationship without my knowledge, and it made me uncomfortable learning it as my ex phone would be turned off at said parties, that being an unusual thing. The hiding and lack of honesty made me insecure and unfortunately followed me throughout the relationship, especially in situations I won't disclose much of in this post. Ida for feeling that it was emotional cheating by my ex when they said I was the only one during our pre-relationship build-up. Also, fast forward several years, Ida for feeling it's emotional cheating to initiate and go out for drinks with a person, albeit amongst several friends, who they fancied, and the person fancied them back, and hide it from me until I found out about this encounter through one of the said friends who were also there at the time. And now for the top comments. She told you she was seeing no one else in these 6 months. She lied. Dodgy phone stuff. Projecting stuff on you. Draw your conclusion. If you feel you were cheated on, and during that time in question, you were dating, regardless of discussing exclusivity, as far as you are concerned, you were cheated on. Cheating is loosely defined as doing things behind a partner's back you wouldn't do in front of and in full view of them. So yes, that is cheating. You were cheated on. The wayward does not get to decide if it was cheating. That is entirely your call. If the wayward get to decide, there simply would not be any cheating, would there? You are not the asshole. You have every right to feel the way you do. You were 100% cheated on. If you were dating doesn't matter when it happened. It's cheating. You weren't told the truth, he was shady, he hid crap from you. And wonders where the jealousy came from? I can tell you. It came from him and his lying ass. What's your say on this? Do you have a similar story? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.